got our FedEx. We got it. This is what they look like. We got the labels. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. This is Michael with Charlie's Chewies, and you know, first off, I want to give a shout out to Vulgar, the folks that, well, they're not sponsoring my channel yet, but they have done a fantastic job with their company. I'm just going to shout them out and say thank you so much. They're the ones that have printed my labels. They printed the label and the logo for Charlie's Chewies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to their company and their Amazon site in the description of this video. Now, if you look at this label, one of the things you got to know is it was just way too small. And I was struggling with it. I was like, wow, you know, I spent like I think like 120 bucks. I think it was about 120 bucks on the video, on the labels. And I thought, you know what? It's just the writing was just too small. It's not like you just couldn't read it, you know? And like, I'm a small business, you know, and these are the problems that entrepreneurs that we face when we go on this adventure of entrepreneurship. It's like, you just don't know. You just don't know what you're going to experience until you actually get out there and do it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't ever start a company before, so this is brand new for me, you know? And so I thought, you know what? Let me take a trial run with this, buy the logos, buy the labels, put them on the package, see how they look. And, you know, this is called falling forward, right? Because I had no idea that spending $120 on labels could end up causing me to spend more on labels. So I was in a little bit of a panic, and I thought, you know what? Let me reach out to these folks and see what they have to say. And I just told them, I said, hey, look, you know, I think the writing looks a little bit too small and it doesn't really stand out very much. And I'm a little worried because people aren't going to be able to read the nutritional facts or the ingredients, which are really important. You know, I mean, when people are buying dog food and especially dog treats, they want to know what the ingredients are, right? So it's a logical question, and I want to be able to provide that when people flip over the package, you know? So I reached out to the folks from Vulgar, and they're a small business, family-owned company out in Arizona, and they responded to me pretty much right away and said, no problem. We noticed that it was going to be difficult. And so I redid it. You know, I use Excel. I just used an Excel template to create that label and modified it for my own usage. And went back in and updated the font size, and I bolded it. And yeah, I think that's done the trick. And so I sent them a new label, and they said that no problem, they're going to send it back to me. You know, they're going to print out some new labels and send it to me. So shout out to that. And then, you know what, I was like, you know what, I'm at this process. I want to franchise this company. So I wanted to gauge interest and see what people thought, if they would be interested in starting, you know, joining me in the franchise if I made it a franchise. So I made a Facebook post, and wouldn't you know, like literally in one day I had over 100 likes and some like 20 some comments and a lot of interest. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do something about this. So I looked up on YouTube, you know, how do you start a newsletter? How do you start an email list? Because I think people are going to need to know, you know, how did you start the company? And so shout out to Substack. I went on there and I figured it out. So and then if you want to, you can join it in the newsletter. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, say hello. What is your cutest?